So today I want to talk about something that I do, and you don't have to do this. I'm not saying anybody has to go out and do anything that I do. I'm just relating my experience and sharing it on TikTok so that other people that see this channel can sort of hear what my experiences were, and then maybe that can sort of help them in some way. So I was working at a job, and it was a retail job in retail sales, and I was working at the till, at the cash register. And usually we're supposed to have a partner, but I had a call in that day, so I was working by myself. So a regular customer came in, and the regular customer was purchasing his item, and he mentioned to me that after he was done buying his purchase, that he was going to go outside and give money to somebody who was asking for some money outside. So I didn't realize that there was anybody outside. So I said to the customer, I'll just put my alarm on. We had like little push button alarms, and you put them on your person, or on your belt, or on your pocket of your uniform. And I said, I'll just go put my alarm on, and I'll go outside and tell him to go away. Because it was against policy that people asking for money from the customers be allowed to do that. The customers are just supposed to be able to purchase their items, whatever they want, and they have to be able to do that without being asked for money. So then the regular customer said to me, I'll just be a good Samaritan. I don't mind. And I said, I know, but usually when somebody is asking for food outside, if there's somebody else working with me, I'll buy them food, because somebody else has to ring in the purchase. So I can't ring it in myself, and I'm the only one here today. So I went outside, and the person asking for money was out there, and the customer said, I'll tell you what, I'll purchase what you said you required money for, and then you can have the item that you said that you needed the money for, and then you don't need to have money, you can just have the item. And I was standing beside the customer saying this with the push button alarm on, just in case. We have those push button alarms for a reason, and we're supposed to wear them, or we were supposed to wear them in situations just like this. And the person asking for the change said, no, I just need the money. Like, I can get the item that you're saying you're going to buy me, and that I told you I required the money for myself. And then the customer standing beside me said, well, why would I buy you the item twice? Okay, so I told the person asking for the money to please go away if he didn't want any items from the store, and he just wanted money. And actually, he didn't even want the customer standing beside me to purchase anything for him that he said he required the money for. I said, okay, so if you don't want to make any purchases here, please go away and don't come back asking customers for money. So the person asking for the money went away. And the regular customer went away. And I worked the rest of my shift that day. And then I got out, I finished my work in the afternoon, and I got out, and then the customer came back, and I was really, really surprised to see this customer again. He came back and said, that was, you did the right thing today. You handled that really well. Did the person asking for money come back here at all? And I said no. And then I just quickly ran away. So what am I doing there? So we have positive behavior, negative behavior, and then we have everything on the spectrum in between the two. We have positive, negative, and in between. So I personally, this is just me, I usually like to stay in the middle path. That way, when somebody is doing negative behavior like this situation, like in this situation, I can do the negative behavior directly back to them, right? He's asking for money from the customers. It's against policy. I'm working alone. Now he's arguing with the customer who's being really generous with him. That's a very negative behavior. So now I can be negative back and say, don't come back here asking for money. I will be really firm about that. I am not letting you, I'm telling you right now, don't come back here asking customers for money. Okay, so now I'm showing that negative behavior back to him. I don't even care if he wants to make a purchase any longer. He obviously doesn't. Okay, and then the regular customer was being positive. He's like, oh, I'll be a good Samaritan and I'll give him money. And that's me at the same time as showing the person aggressively asking for money and arguing with this generous customer. I'm showing him the negative and being like, don't even come back here without money, and unless you want to make a purchase directly from the store. Don't ask people for money from here. Okay, and then I'm being positive to the customer who wants to give the money at the exact same time. I'm making sure that I follow policy. That's a positive. That's positive behavior. And I'm making sure that this customer doesn't have to deal with this person arguing with him about, well, I can just take your money and go away with it. I don't actually need what I said I needed it for, right? So now I'm standing up for the customer. That's a positive behavior. And I'm maintaining the middle path, which is right down the middle. Okay? That's something that I do. So if ever you find yourself in that kind of a situation, sometimes, and don't worry about if abusers or the person that's being hostile to you in any way says, you can't do that, that's not fair, that's wrong, that's crazy. You're crazy for being that way, for doing this thing where you can go from positive to negative to in between all at the same time. You can't do that. Of course you can. And this is one example.